the structure of this content of the homily to the Hebrews contains really two main things. There's always a teaching lesson, and then it's followed by an exhortation. Okay, so the teaching lesson is the preacher, the homilist here in this first reading, telling us what God has done for us. Okay, so that was like yesterday's reading. And then the other thing, the exhortation, is what we should do about it. Okay, so as we read through Hebrews, we're going to get those two factors. We're going to get either a teaching moment or we're going to get an exhortation as to what we should do about it. Okay, so today is one of those moments of, well, what should we do about it? Okay. He begins with Psalm 95 and a reflection. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of that too, where he's going to reflect on an Old Testament passage. Okay, so in this case, it's Psalm 95. So we have to know what Psalm 95 is to better appreciate what he's trying to tell us. Psalm 95 is both a song of praise, but also a psalm of warning. Okay, both are within the psalm. It's a psalm that the church prays every day in what's called the inventory antiphon, okay, the inventory psalm, where before we begin the liturgy of the hours, we pray, okay, Psalm 95. So the purpose of it is to what? Is to remember what God has done in the past, with then a call and a warning to remain faithful to his promises and to remain faithful to his word. Why should we remain faithful to the word? Well, because of God's faithfulness, because of what we've just praised in Psalm 95. So in Psalm 95, it's how God has led us out of Egypt, okay, into the wilderness, how he saved us from the Egyptians. But at the same time, even though they know that God has saved them, even though they saw the miracles that God has performed for them, okay, Psalm 95 says, yeah, but people are still hard of hearts. It hasn't sunk in yet. Okay, so in our spiritual lives, what happens is what? We know a lot of things about what God has done for us. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Okay. God has freed us, saved us from the Egyptians. God has performed many miracles in the wilderness. And in this passage here, Jesus Christ has died and has risen from the dead. These are all the actions that God has done for us. That's what we remember. But we still live life as if those things have no impact on us whatsoever. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean, we still live life in fear. We still live life with doubt and without trust in God. The people in the wilderness back in Egypt experienced it. The people in the kingdom of Israel experienced it. And the people during Jesus' time experienced it as they watched Jesus, even the apostles, as they watched Jesus in today's gospel reading, cure a leper, give sight to the blind, raise people from the dead. Even though as Jesus did all those things, even as the apostles witnessed all those things, they were still very limited in their understanding of what really God can do for them in their life. Like they doubted the resurrection. You know, they didn't believe it. Even though Jesus told them with all these signs and miracles that he's done throughout the gospel passage. And we know it too. We know it. But it still lacks really in the impact in our daily lives. You know, myself included, big time. You know, he is the Lord of heaven and earth. He created him. He's our help. He has died. He has risen from the dead. Do we really understand what that means for us in our life? Do we really understand what kind of impact and what things he can accomplish in his life? Because we see the murkiness, we see the uncertainty, and we grumble, we complain, and we doubt God even still today. You know, that's the temptation. That's where the evil one is working on us. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. May God bless you.